Hello guys and welcome to Let's Play. Let's I don't know, let's experience Dear Esther? I don't know. This is kind of a game that's, been debated quite a bit. Hell, it's even been debated if it counts as a game. Because what it is, from what I understand, is a game without gameplay, if that makes sense. It's basically an interactive story, which is based on, I believe it was a Half-Life 2 mod? No, it can't be Half-Life 2. It was a mod for some game, which, I forget, because I never played it. So when this came out, there was a lot of people who said, hey, this is awesome, and a lot of people who said, hey, this is shit, this is not a game. So either way, I like me a good story, and if this provides a good story, which I have been told it does, then yeah, I mean, I'm going in knowing that it's not a game, so I'm here to experience a story, which I figured I'd take you along for. So yeah, let's let's start. It's basically built in chapters apparently, so let's just go. Oh man, does the loading take a lot longer when you're recording? Jesus. It would have been done by now otherwise. Oh well. That's okay. But yeah, I'm really curious about this, because, yeah, I've heard a lot about it. And at least, I'm coming into it with a good...
Dear Esther, I sometimes feel as if I've given birth to this island. Somewhere between the longitude and latitude, a split opened up, and it beached remotely here. No matter how hard I correlate, it remains a singularity, an alpha point in my life that refuses all hypothesis. I return each time leaving fresh markers that I hope, in the full glare of my hopelessness, will have blossomed into fresh insight in the interim.
Yeah, so, I did it literally a couple of minutes of testing to see if it recorded well. And I just kept staring at this because it is quite a vision. I was just staring at it, thought it was a cutscene or something. But yeah, it's kind of pretty in its own style. So, everything is about exploration, so apparently you do have a flashlight. I'm not even sure what point the exploration has, other than, more backstory. Oh, what's this? HHHCCOHHH. That's what, 6HC20? H6C20. That's I don't know what that is. I'm really not good at molecules, that's it. That's the word. Chemistry. Especially chemistry in a different language is not easy. Also, I'm playing this, at night, because it seems fitting for such a game. Get into a story, obviously, go play it at night, right? Not at the middle of the day, that would just be wrong, in my opinion. So there's no jump, no crouch, no buttons other than WASD to move, as far as I can tell. Well, obviously, I think we want to go there.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
So is that supposed to have been the cave then? I suspect so. Maybe we'll, get there. Not sure if I can pass over this. Nope. Nope, falling down. That would hurt, man, falling like that. But apparently we're fine. So I think the giant antenna, or the, whatever kind of pole that is, communication tower, that's probably where we want to go, right? There's a shining beacon. Now I really wonder, like, it seems like, you ought to follow the path, but I do wonder if you can just go in to see.
There was once talk of a wind farm out here, away from the rage and the intolerance of the masses. The sea, they said, is too rough for the turbines to stand. They clearly never came here to experience the becalming for themselves. Personally, I would have supported it. Turbines would be a fitting contemporary refuge for a hermit. The revolution and the permanence.
Well, this may be part of the path that we were just on and then fell from. Or it may just curve to the left. I get the feeling that it's the same path. And I'm basically just, wasting my time here. Well, there is this. Yeah. Okay. Totally worth it. So branching paths. Interesting.
Donnelly's book had not been taken out from the library since 1974. I decided it would never be missed as I slipped it under my coat and avoided the librarian's gaze on the way out. If the subject matter is obscure, the writer's literary style is even more so. It is not the text of a stable or trustworthy reporter. Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days should be a stolen book written by a dying man.
I guess we're gonna be learning a lot about Donnelly then. And it's so quiet now. Like that music was just going, it's like, yeah, okay. It's
When
nice.
someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boat, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
What infection? Well, I have no clue where the hell I'm going. I like how we can barely see the tower anymore. It's nice. It's a good effect. Again, branching paths.
We are not like Lot's wife, you and I. We feel no particular need to turn back. There's nothing to be seen if we did. No tired old man parting the cliffs with his arms. No gifts or Bibles laid out on the sand for the taking. No tides turning or the shrieking gulls overhead. The bones of the hermit are no longer laid out for the taking. I have stolen them away to the guts of this island, where the passages all run to black, and where we can light each other's faces by their strange luminescence.
I'm going in a big circle, aren't I? I'm hoping this path at least goes to the left, so we can actually, get going to the right point again. Well, assuming that it even is the right point. Ah, right. So yeah, we did make a big circle, basically. And it looked like there was a path into the cave, which I'd
Dear
actually...
Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
I'm very confused by the dialogue. Or the monologue, I should say. Huh. I like basically how just about everywhere you can always see the beacon. But yeah, who's Esther? Who's Paul, etc. Guess we'll figure out at some point, right?
I find myself increasingly unable to find that point where the hermit ends and Paul and I begin. We are woven into a sodden blanket, stuffed into the bottom of a boat to stop the leak and hold back the ocean. My neck aches from staring up at the aerial. It mirrors the dull throb in my gut where I am sure I've begun to form another stone. In my dreams, it forms into a perfect representation of Lot's wife, head over her shoulder, staring along the motorway at the approaching traffic in a vacuum of fatalistic calm.
So is he talking about himself when he's talking about the hermit, Paul? That's what he's saying, right? I don't know what this stuff is. Again, with the CH knows. I mean, that's the same... That's the same thing as there was in the hut. So someone's made this. I don't know out of what, but someone's made this. And I'm very much suspecting, our main protagonist here to have done that, right? What was that? Where's this little dark corner? Nothing. Okay. Can deal with nothing. Oh god. Whoa, what the fuck? I really don't like the look of that. It just feels like you're fucking drowning. Not one of my favorite things. Nearly having done it once as a kid. Not fond memories. Right, so can we get to that ship, I wonder? This is kind of interesting, really, having no fucking clue if what you're doing is right or not. Oh god, oh god, oh god. No, I think that was the game saying, no, you cannot go further than that. Because I immediately just went down. Hell, I'm nearly going down here. Come on, just a little bit more. You can probably stand here, man. Well, here at least. Yeah. Okay, right, so let's follow the path over there then. And the music is back. That's nice. Just walk up this little stream if we can. It's really damn clear water though. What infection? Wait. Okay, yeah, the water is just a bit weird around these plants, but okay.
He still maintains he wasn't drunk, but tired. I can't make the judgment or the distinction anymore. I was drunk when I landed here, and tired too. I walked up the cliff path in near darkness and camped in the bay where the trawler lies beached. It was only at dawn that I saw the bothy and decided to make my temporary lodgings there. I was expecting just the aerial and a transmitter stashed in a weatherproof box somewhere on the mount. It had an air of uneasy permanence to it. Like all the other buildings here, erosion seems to have evaded it completely.
I have no clue what a bothy is, though. Never heard of that word before. Again, more molecules? Those are N's, right? So 3N there. 4N, 5N? Those are all N's. And a C? Maybe? Okay, maybe they're not molecules. I don't know what they are then, though. So you can go over there, follow the trail. But I think I'm gonna go over here. And it goes to fucking quiet again. It's really disconcerting that. It really is. I don't feel safe here. I really don't. There's been no sign of, you know, any enemy or being in danger. Other than, you know, an infection being mentioned. Whoa. Okay. I guess I went from one part of the island into the next.
Dear Esther, I have now driven the stretch of the M5 between Exeter and Bristol over 21 times. But although I have all the reports and all the witnesses, and have cross-referenced them within a millimetre using my Ordnance Survey maps, I simply cannot find the location. You'd think there would be marks to serve as some evidence. It's somewhere between the turn-off for Sanford and the welcome brake services. But although I can always see it in my rear-view mirror, I have as yet been unable to pull ashore.
Wait, you're talking about driving on a road in the UK? And then you're talking about pulling ashore? What? Unless pulling ashore is a very normal term in the UK or something, because it's not. It sure as hell isn't to me. That just sounds crazy. It's a seafaring term, right? Not a car driving one. Or land driving. Doesn't have to be a car. So where's our beacon? I lost the beacon. It's probably over there. Oh, that took some force, bending all these containers like that. I think I'll go to this one and then just work my way around over there. That's what I'm thinking. I just wish there was a run button or something. The speed of this is, well, let's say low.
There must be a hole in the bottom of the boat. How else could new hermits have arrived?
What's this? Some arrows waiting over there? Oh god, this is all some giant puzzle, is it not? Okay, so we've got a circle, an arrow leading into the rock with the markings going up and to the left. I can't walk over there, sadly. Interesting though, that makes me wonder if it truly is just like a puzzle or something and all the markings mean something. I'm sure they do, just don't know what. And knowing me, I'm probably not going to figure it out. And I'm going to be really curious. And then I'll probably get told what it means. that could very well be how it goes, but I hope I can figure it out myself before that. And can we get on the ship? We probably can, right? Through this one? No, we cannot. No going on the ship. So I mean, certainly there were other people here. Where are they now? Would they have settled somewhere? Or have they all died? Oh wait, what? I'm going the opposite way now? I feel like I'm doing something wrong now.
All night the boy has kept me lucid. I sat, when I was at the very edge of despair, when I thought I would never unlock the secret of the island, I sat at the edge, and I watched the idiot boy blink through the night. He's mute, and he is retarded, and he has no thought in his metal head but to blink each wave and each minute aside until the morning comes and renders him blind as well as deaf mute. In many ways, we have much in common.
Yes, you have a lot in common with a buoy. We are insane. Yep, we're definitely insane. So is this the way I came? I believe this was the way I came. I want to go over there because there is another path. Yeah, this is definitely the way I came. So let's take a little shortcut and go over there. Because that's also going towards the blinking light. Which I think is pretty much our goal. I do wonder if you just go nowhere new, if the guy is gonna, you know, talk some more. Or if it's all, you know, triggered by going somewhere or seeing something.
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital. After the operation, when I was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Not sure what to make of that. Jesus. That, if you've watched some previous videos of mine, you know I don't handle heights well. Just looking at that, I can feel that in my stomach. So I'm not even, no. I'm not gonna fuck around with that. Right, so some buildings. A farm? Yeah, this is a farm.
I've begun my ascent on the green slope of the western side. I've looked deep into the mountain from the shaft and understood that I must go up and then find the way under. I will stash the last vestiges of my civilization in the stone walls and work deeper from there. I'm drawn by the aerial and the cliff edge. There is some form of rebirth waiting for me there.
some form of rebirth. Well, that may be a bit of an exaggeration, but sure. You know, there really is not a lot of wildlife here. Actually, there's zero. Well, there were some seagulls. Only 2, I believe. Or was it 1?
The bothy was constructed originally in the early 1700s. By then, shepherding had formalized into a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jakobsen, from a lineage of migratory Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it. There was no one to carve white lines into the cliff for him, either. My heart is landfill. These false dawns waking into the still never light. I sweat for you in the small hours and wrap my blankets into a mass. I have always heard the waves break on these lost shores, always the gulls forgotten. I can lift this bottle to my ear, and all there ever is for me is this Hebridean music.
Sleeping bag. That's the music then, right? What does that say? No, I cannot read that. I'm not even sure what type of letters those are. Yeah, no clue. Hopefully you guys can tell me, because that texture is not too clear. Oh, hello there, seagull. Yeah, okay, it's the same. Wait, is that the same building? No, it is not. That one was way down there, right? Yeah. How did I miss this one? Probably nothing in there, but, you know, I want to see. Ah, more markings. Hard to read. Markings. Oh, there we go. Yeah, basically everything is pointing... Pointing left in the middle. And pointing away on the right. Well, I have no clue what that all means, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. And I might come back to it, or think about it more after, yeah. After I maybe have a clue what that is about. Oh wait, don't tell me... No, okay, right. I thought maybe that was the cave from the beginning and we were just on top of the other side now, but no. Is that smoke rising up? This game leaves you with a lot of questions. Or maybe I'm just doing that.
In a footnote, the editor comments that at this point, Donnelly was going insane as syphilis tore through his system like a drunk driver. He's not to be trusted. Many of his claims are unsubstantiated, and although he does paint a colourful picture, much of what he says may have been derived directly from his fever. But I've been here, and I know, as Donnelly did, that this place is always half imagined. Even the rocks and caves will shimmer and blur with the right eyes.